Hi, this is Web Services DFW. Today I want to show you how to alter your host file. The need for this, a lot of times when a web developer is developing a WordPress site or a website for a customer, or you're moving a site usually, you don't want to develop the site live and let your customers see the development. So what you normally do is you develop the site on a IP address or locally or something like that. So what I'm going to show you how to do is how to set up one of your computers to see an IP address as a domain so that WordPress will actually function and you can see it while you're developing it on a IP address before you actually point the DNS to the live site or to the new development site. The first thing that you have to do is click on the Start button at the very bottom of Windows. And by the way, this is a Windows um, trick. It will not work on the Macs, that I understand. If it works on the Macs and someone knows how to do it, please let us know. I'd appreciate that. So the first thing you do is click on the Start menu down here, and you want to go to your Notepad. And we're going to have to run the Notepad as administrator. So instead of left clicking on it like you would normally do, you want to right click with your mouse. And it'll open up a window here, and you want to click on Run as Administrator. And that'll take a second here, and it'll give you a little warning here that you're going to be using Notepad, and it could change something on your computer. So if you want to read about that kind of thing, but basically you go ahead and hit yes, and that'll open up Notepad for you. The next thing we're going to have to do is to locate our host file. And to do that, we get File, Open. It opens up our Windows Explorer menu here. Now we're going to go to the C drive. We're going to go to the Windows folder, and then we're going to scroll down to System 32. Then we're going to go to Drivers, the ETC folder. Let me do that one more time a little bit slower so that everyone can kind of catch up here. It's the C drive, and that should load up all your files on the C drive over here. Then you go to the Windows folder, and then inside the Windows folder we're going to go to System 32. Then we're going to get into our Drivers folder, and inside the Drivers folder you'll see an ETC folder. Open that up. So it's Computer, C drive, Windows, System 32, Drivers, and the ETC file. Now, notice that there's nothing here, but that's because Notepad's looking for a .txt application. What you want to do is drop down this little box right over here by the save area and click on All Files, star. You'll see the host file here. Double click on the host file. Now, let me erase these. Now we have, this is the host file that's set up by Microsoft in the Windows folder. So what you want to do is at the bottom of this host file, all these number signs are basically remarking out these lines. So these lines don't mean anything. So you want to put an extra line of space here, and then come down. Let me save my old information in there. And what you want to type in, for example, we're going to do the IP address. And you can get this from your web developer or the hosting company if your web developer has you, or if you're hosting yourself and providing access to your web developer, then you would have the IP address. But what you want to do is you want to get the IP address from your developer. The one that we're going to use for this video is 184.172.145.192. That's the IP address. Again, 184.172.145.192. Now, we're going to put a space between the IP address, and we're going to enter the domain name. Now, what I normally do is I don't put a www in front of the domain name, and I'll show you why in just a second here. So the domain that I'm working on right now is Twin City Attorneys.com. And we would save this, file and save. I'm going to go ahead and put back I'm working on several sites. So I'm going to go ahead and put back my information and save. Now we can close this. Now, what I'm going to show you is, let's open up Internet Explorer. And I'll size it down to this window here so it's easier to see. So now, by doing this on the host file, if we type in www.twincityanattorneys.com, we see the original client's website. Okay? But if you take out the www and use what we put in the host file, we should see the new website. And this is the WordPress website. So what we're doing is we're telling WordPress, instead of using that IP address, instead of using this IP address, or when we go to this domain without the www in front of it, to basically mask that as the IP address. And the reason why WordPress won't work, as you know, if you have an IP address, is that in the database of WordPress, you're telling WordPress a domain name. It's just more efficient to do it that way. It's easier to develop. So it also enables the this enables the developer to build your website without having to make any kind of changes in the future. Once you're done developing, then all the developer has to do is to point the DNS or the domain name service from the old hosting company to the new hosting company, and then within 4 to 6 hours, sometimes 72 hours, the new website then will be live on the web. So that's how you change your host file. If you have any questions, post them, or you can also email them to info@webservicesdfw.com. Thank you for watching, and have a great afternoon.